ഹായ് ടീച്ചേഴ്സ്, പുതിയൊരു വീഡിയോയിലേക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. ഇന്നത്തെ വീഡിയോ നിങ്ങൾ കാണുന്നത് പോലെ തന്നെ സോൾവ്ഡ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പറാണ് 2024 സെഷനിലെ. ഇതിലെ സെക്ഷൻ 1-ലെ ചൈൽഡ് ഡെവലപ്മെൻറ്റ് ആൻഡ് പെഡഗോജിയിലെ 10 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് വിത്ത് ആൻസേഴ്സ് ആൻഡ് എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷനാണ് ഈ വീഡിയോയിൽ പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്. സോ ഫെബ്രുവരി 8-ന് CTET എഴുതുന്ന എല്ലാവർക്കും ഈ വീഡിയോ യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആയിരിക്കുമെന്ന് കരുതുന്നു. വീഡിയോ ലൈക്ക് ചെയ്യാനും ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാനും ചാനൽ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യാനും മറക്കരുത്. Question number 1. In progressive education, children are perceived as options: innocent and dependent, compliant and capable of only consuming knowledge, knowledgeable and meaning makers, vulnerable and in need of protection. Correct answer is option C, knowledgeable and meaning makers. I'm going to give you an explanation with the answer. John Dewey, an American philosopher, proposed the concept of progressive education. Progressive education aims to create a learning environment that supports and nurtures each child's natural curiosity and desires to learn, preparing them for lifelong learning and personal growth. Question number 2. Feedback to the students in a classroom is most effective when? Options: it assigns comparative ranks to the students. It occurs during as well as after the learning activity. It focuses on what the child cannot do rather than what they can do. It centers around tests and exams at the end of the year. Correct answer is option B. It occurs during as well as after the learning activity. This approach provides timely and relevant feedback, helping students understand and improve their performance while they are still engaged in the learning process. It supports immediate adjustments and reinforces learning more effectively than feedback given only after the activity or focused solely on tests and rankings. Question number 3 ഒരു റീസൺ അസേർഷൻ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആണ്. അസേർഷൻ വായിക്കാം. During adolescence, the pressures to conform to gender expectations and follow conventions of femininity or masculinity increases. Reason: gender and gender roles are determined biologically. Choose the correct option. Option A. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Option B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Option C. A is true, but R is false. Option D. Both A and R are false. Correct answer option C. A is true, but R is false. It is not true that gender and gender roles are only based on biology. While biological sex involves things like chromosomes and body parts, gender roles are mostly influenced by culture, society, and environment. So the reason is false. Question number 4. Sunita, a 12-year-old girl, shows exceptional musical ability. Both her parents are accomplished singers, and they send her for classes for voice training after school. Her capabilities are most likely to be the result of an interaction between options: growth and maturation, nutrition and discipline, heredity and environment, gender identity and genetic makeup. Correct answer: heredity and environment. Hereditary factors come from her parents, who are both accomplished singers, suggesting a genetic influence on her musical talent. The environment, including her voice training classes and the support from her parents, also plays a significant role in developing her abilities. Question number 5. Sensitive periods are those time periods during which certain dash are especially important for course of normal development. Options: genetic predispositions, ethnic factors, environmental factors, hereditary factors. Correct answer option C, environmental factors. Sensitive periods are those periods during which certain environmental factors are especially important for the course of normal development. During these times, specific environmental influences can have a powerful impact on growth. Question number 6. In order to develop critical thinking among students, a teacher should options ask only those questions which carry single answers. Discourage the students from asking doubts and questions. Give questions that involve inferences and explanations. Avoid questions which need inference and analysis. Correct answer option C. Give questions that involve inferences and explanations. Providing questions that require students to make inferences and explanations encourages them to think deeply, analyze information, and synthesize ideas, which are all key elements of critical thinking or key components of critical thinking. Question number 7. A teacher asks herself, how can I provide experiences that require students to classify different types of objects in the environment and analyze their classification schemes? Which intelligence is she trying to promote in students? Options: linguistic intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, naturalistic intelligence, bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Correct answer option C, naturalistic intelligence. According to Howard Gardner's theory, naturalistic intelligence is about having a deep connection with and understanding of the natural world. It involves recognizing patterns in nature, classifying different elements of the environment, and understanding how various organisms and ecosystems function. Question number 8. How does setting mastery goals impact on a student's motivation and views of ability? Options: Option A. It often implies enhanced intrinsic motivation and belief in the entity view of ability. Option B. It often implies enhanced intrinsic motivation and belief in the incremental view of ability. Option C, it often implies extrinsic motivation and belief in the entity view of ability. Option D, it often implies enhanced extrinsic motivation and belief in the incremental view of ability. Correct answer option B. It often implies enhanced intrinsic motivation and belief in the incremental view of ability. Setting mastery goals focuses on personal growth and learning, not just beating others. This encourages intrinsic motivation by valuing progress and understanding. Students with mastery goals tend to believe that their abilities can improve with effort and persistence, which supports a growth mindset. Question number 9. Rama is a teacher who is implementing Vygotsky's theory in her classroom, and she assigns her students to work with groups to complete a challenging task. During the task, one student struggles to understand a key concept. What would be the most effective way for Rama to help this student? Options: Option A. Provide the student with the answer to the problem so the group can move on. Option B. Encourage the student to try to solve the problem on her own. Option C. Assign a different task to the student that is better suited to her abilities. Option D. Work through the problem with the student and providing guidance and feedback as needed while involving other group members. Correct answer option D. Work through the problem with the student and providing guidance and feedback as needed while involving other group members. An explanation. Vygotsky's theory highlights how social interaction is crucial for learning and introduces the zone of proximal development. The zone of proximal development is the gap between what a student can do alone and what they can achieve with help. By guiding and supporting students, Rama can help them move from their current abilities to tackle more challenging tasks. Encouraging teamwork and peer support also aligns with Vygotsky's focus on collaborative learning. Last question, again reason assertion ആണ്. Assertion. Teachers should encourage debates, discussions and collaborations among students. Reason. Knowledge production is an interactive process and engagement in group activities hinders meaningful learning. Choose correct option. Option A. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Option B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Option C. A is true, but R is false. Option D. Both A and R are false. Correct answer. Option C. A is true, but R is false. The assertion is true because encouraging debates, discussions, and collaborations among students can foster critical thinking, communication skills, and a deeper understanding of the subject matter. However, the reason is false because knowledge production is an active process and engagement in group activities such as debates and collaborations can enhance a meaningful learning rather than hinder it. ഫെബ്രുവരി 8 CTET എഴുതുന്ന എല്ലാവർക്കും ഈ വീഡിയോ ഹെൽപ്ഫുൾ ആയിരിക്കും എന്ന് പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നു. അടുത്ത വീഡിയോയ്ക്കായി കാത്തിരിക്കുക. ഈ വീഡിയോ ഇഷ്ടമായെങ്കിൽ ലൈക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ മറക്കരുത്. ഈ ചാനൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആണെന്ന് തോന്നുകയാണെങ്കിൽ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് കൂടി ചെയ്യുക. താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച്. സീ യു ഇൻ ദ നെക്സ്റ്റ് വീഡിയോ.